Okay, first thing on the list is we have a public comment. Ms. Reyes would like to speak.
Yes, I just wanted to publicly thank Dr. Grangine, the school board, my colleagues for your vote of confidence in me to lead the intermediate school. I've been there for the last 10 years. It's home for me, but I'm super excited to take on this new role and the challenge of taking us to the next step at the intermediate. So thank y'all.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. The first thing we have a presentation by the American Heart Association, and that will be, Dawn, did you have anything you want to say about it, or just let Tammy go right?
Just introduce the ladies to American Heart Association. We have Deanna and Tammy to come talk to us about the CPR in schools, right?
Okay, let you go ahead.
Sure. You can step over.
Can you just move?
No, sure.
You sure? Can they see the? Can you see anything? I'm gonna step
Well, thanks so much for having me and Tammy. So I know Tammy is a local here in Devine, so a lot of you probably know Tammy. My name is Deanna Stansberry. I'm the School Engagement Director for the American Heart Association. Devine is one of my districts. Love Devine. I've worked with Devine ISD for several years. Through my 5th year, I know there's been a lot of changes. Super excited to see some familiar faces, some new faces as well. And talking about CPR in schools, CPR is really important. It's one of the most important things that we do. But I just want to talk to you a little bit about the organization and some of the important things about the work with the American Heart Association. So we just celebrated our 100th year. And in that 100th year, you might see the American Heart Association is all around you in all the work that we do. And the heart disease is the #1 cause of death. But since we've been around since 1924, heart disease has been cut in half, but we still have a lot of work to do. But you can see we're all around you, and you see this in grocery stores. When I talk to kids and see when you go in, you see that the little heart mark on the cereal. It's like, that's good cereal, get that cereal when you see that heart mark on there. But you can see a lot of the work that we've been doing, but there's still a lot of work that we need to be done, and we need your help to do it. And you can see a lot of the reasons why we still need your help. Here's the need. Reading and arithmetic are important, super important in schools, but also the health of our kids, the social emotional needs. You can see there's a lot of work that we still need to do, and we've heard from a lot of principals, especially since the pandemic. There's still a lot of need for whether it's social emotional, physical education. There's so much work that we still need to do in our schools. So we're really working on a lot of these things. But we talk about CPR, and this is why it's really important. 90% of out-of-hospital cardiac arrest people will die. So 9 out of 10 people that go into cardiac arrest are going to die. 75% of out-of-hospital cardiac arrests happen outside of the hospital. So whether it's in schools, it's at home. And currently, less than 30% of people feel confident to perform CPR. And right now, anybody can do hands-on CPR. Kids as young as 4 can learn the concept. Kids as young as 9 can do CPR. So in our school programs, that's something that everyone learns. So, Devine Elementary has been doing the program, and I'll show some pictures in a minute, but the kids have been learning this process. The kids as young as 4 are learning hands-on CPR, so when they're learning it every year, by the time they get old enough, and if they ever have to do CPR, they're going to be confident. They're going to be confident, and that 30% is going to go up. I talk to grown-ups that go, I don't know if I have to do it. I don't know if I'm going to be confident enough to do it. So we want these kids to learn from when they're young, so when they ever have to do it, it's going to be normal. What happens when a fire happens? What do you learn when there's a fire? What is the first thing you learn to do from when you're young? Pop down roll. So we want people to learn if there's a cardiac arrest, we want it to be normal. We want that to be natural, just like that. So this says 40%, and that's the national bystander rate, but in Texas, it's less than 30% here. Minutes count. So in our programs, you guys might remember, I'm going to age myself. I had my 35th high school reunion like 3 years ago. I did Jump Rope for Heart. Anybody remember Jump Rope for Heart? It's now Kids Heart Challenge. So when we say Kids Heart Challenge, I don't remember that, but Jump Rope for Heart, yes. That program is almost 50 years old. It's now Kids Heart Challenge. The main difference is when I was a kid, it was jumping rope, raising money. Well, that program's really evolved. Now it's really focused on the whole child, where it's not just about raising money anymore. Of course, that's how we fund our mission, and all the research that's really progressed how we're funding everything that we do. But now it's really focused on the whole child, really the physical education, nutrition, health and science. philanthropic, family engagement, really that life skills and life-saving skills. So this is a program we're trying to get into all of our schools. Devine Elementary is really combined with both of the schools, but we also want to bring this program to our middle and our high schools as well, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about how that works. But hands-on CPR is a big part of that program in all of our schools, elementary, middle, and high school. And like I said, it starts with kids as young as 4. It's part of the program at school, but it also goes home. A quick story about a kid named Phil. He was in kindergarten 2 years ago. It's a different district. I think it was in East Texas. He was in kindergarten. Their school did the program, took his little parent letter home. His mom and Phil, they registered, downloaded the app. They watched, it's a 2-minute video on hands-only CPR. Phil and his mom learned the life-saving skills. They were in church a week later. A man collapsed, went into cardiac arrest. They were the only ones that knew what to do. Phil counted, his mom did compressions. Of course, Phil said, somebody call 911. They saved his life. Nobody else knew what to do. I don't know if Phil raised any money, but Phil saved a life. That was priceless. So it's not all about the raising money, but he learned how to save a life. They watched a video. So anybody can do that now. Anybody can learn those life-saving skills just by doing this free program, watching a video for 2 minutes. You can do it at home, you can do it at school. We're going to provide you with this great kit and also some free mannequins that we have. I've already given it to Tammy in her car, so all the schools can have some free mannequins as well. So a little bit just about the program. I always forget the bus comes zooming through, so one more slide there. Always catches me off guard. And this is just a little bit of fun here. So look, we got you here. Look at you. Just from the past 2 years here in Devine. From the celebration part of it here, you see some of the kids practicing here and some of retired, so sad, but a lot of fun. And you see the high school kids too come out, and I know Tammy might even be in one of these pictures here too somewhere. But this is the celebration part of it. They did the program, kids went home, parents got engaged as well, and then here at the school, kids are really practicing learning the life-saving skills. And even though I know the middle and high schools haven't been really participating, they're still getting engaged and coming out to the elementary school and getting part of the program. Just to show you a little bit about what we've been doing here in your district already. But just a little bit about the basics of the program. There's a lot of free resources. I have a lot of small school districts that do this program just for the free resources, and I'll show you a little bit about that here in just a minute. And really, it's really about the whole child. Usually the program is done through physical education, but there's resources for the nurse, for the counselor. We have some school districts where the nurse will run the program, the counselor will run the program, the principal will run the program, because there's so many free resources that you can use year round. So just going to show you some of the resources here that you have an opportunity to use. Just here, just a little snapshot of some of the resources. We have staff well-being resources here that you have access to year-round. Anti-vaping resources. I know we don't have any of those issues in our schools, right? No, not at all. But just in case, we have some resources there if you want them. Let's go to the next one. There we go. Life's Essential 8 for kids, and we also have these for adults as well. Tomorrow at the event that we're going to be at, I'm going to have some printed resources for the grown-ups and for the kids. These are not the only 8 things to prevent heart disease, but the most 8 essential. So we have these for kids. We have them in Spanish as well. Like the high blood pressure, saying no to smoking, getting enough sleep. That's important, right? Is everybody getting enough sleep? Probably not. I know, but just all these things here that we provide those resources for you. Let's see, what's next? Professional development. We have 3 professional development series that we provide. We'll have our fall series coming up here pretty soon, as soon as school starts. These are free. I always send them out to the principals, usually to the superintendent. I try to get them out there, and you can share them with everyone, all your teachers. Like I said, these are free. We try to get them out. This is from the last fall here to show you some of the sessions that we have. These are just free resources that we provide for everyone. You don't have to be doing our program. We're the American Heart Association. We want to get these resources out to you. We want to share these with everyone. Life skill resources. We have some great mindfulness resources. We've got the Kindness Project. We have 15 Ways to Be Kind, dealing with disagreements. So many resources. It's I mean, I could spend like hours with somebody just going through all the free resources that we have, that you have access to, you know, really all year round. I could probably spending more time trying to go. Monthly newsletters, these are great for principals, superintendents, for PTA. These are great that you can share with your teachers, with your community. These have great healthy resource recipes. Also links to all of our any resources that we have as far as, you know, high blood pressure, you know, diabetes, any wellness resources. There's direct links to these here. These have nothing to do with raising money, nothing to do with our programs, Kids Heart Challenge. These are just heart healthy resources that we have monthly newsletters for that are free for you to use, that you can put in your social media, you know, free resources for your community as well. And these are just great things. When you do our programs, we have give backs. So I know Devine Elementary, they do a program. They've always gotten, you know, our year-round PE curriculum. They've gotten our US Games to buy PE equipment. You can apply for wellness grants for up to $2,500. This year, we're really excited about our NFL partnership. We've had a great partnership with the NFL for the past, I think it's been many years, but they just signed for another 3 years. You know, Super Bowl, who likes to go to the Super Bowl? When you do our program and kids learn hands-on CPR, the warning signs of a stroke, and complete, it's like 7 easy steps, they get to go into a drawing for 2 Super Bowl tickets. So lots of fun things. And they've also included $350,000 in grants this year from the NFL for wellness grants that our teachers, doesn't have to be PE, anyone can apply for as well. So we're excited to really partner with the NFL. And with the high schools and the middle schools. Middle and high school is a little different, where with the elementary school, it's more, you know, we have our Heart Heroes. This year it was Ducks, where they're TEKS aligned, they're learning from them, and then they can earn them. With high school, it's more service learning, so they earn community service hours. And so here they earn community service hours, in high school they can earn scholarships there. And some of you might be familiar with the Landon-Payton Act that was just passed on June 1st. And this is something that we want to help all of our schools and school districts with. This is the cardiac emergency response plans. So this is something that every school, every district has to have for the 25-26 school year. And this is something that we already have. We have these written, we have these ready to go, and we want to help every school and every district these. This is a free resource that we have. And so please, you know, we have our community impact team. So this is not my 100% area of expertise, but we have that person in our company, our community resource, community impact director, Gina. So as soon as you say, help us, I reach out to Gina, and she's right there to help you get these written. Do you guys have a cardiac emergency response plan that you're familiar with?
No.
Do you have one of these ready to go?
Yeah.
Is that something you'd be interested in us looking at and making sure you guys are good to go with that?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, awesome. We want everyone to have this, kind of like having your fire drill, having the cardiac emergency response plan, so everyone knows exactly what to do in case of that emergency. There. So just to know who your team is, I'm your main contact when it comes to your school programs, but Tammy is right here in Devine. So if you need something immediately, she's right here. It's awesome. Sam is our VP. She's all-knowing. She's been here for 14 years, so she's here. So we're here to help anything heart health. It's not all about raising money. Of course, that's how we fund our mission. But you know, if you need us to come out to an event, if you need heart healthy resources, just like tomorrow we're coming out to support the district, that's what we're here for. We're here to support you guys when it comes to anything, when it comes to heart health and wellness. And we also have a CPR in Schools kit to donate to y'all today. This is a kit that values $725, and we have amazing partners. This was from our sponsor, Marathon Oil, and this has 10 CPR mannequins, and it has several other things in here. So you guys can do with this what you want, as far as you want to give it to a school, if you want to keep it here and a school can check it out. Just the way some schools, districts have used it. I'll use Northside, for example. The first one that we donated to them, they had it at their student services, and schools that want to check it out, they put a little code on it, they check it out, take it to school, and take it back. I have another one that was donated to school, and they decided not to share it because they really liked it. They said, no, we're going to keep it at our school. Nobody else can use it. So this is just a great resource, because we want all of our schools, we want all of our kids, we want all of our families to learn these life-saving skills of hands-on CPR. We don't want to hear that your family, one of your families went to cardiac arrest and nobody knew what to do. So we want everyone to learn these life-saving skills. So, anybody have any questions? Anything? All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. for our sponsor. So, yeah.
Do you want the principals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
High school.
Thank you. I'm sorry to do this meeting. Yes. Because y'all will be sharing it hopefully. Yes. Sure you do. Go ahead and be in it. Sure. Okay. He's got the fancy one. Do you want to let him do first? Yep. And then I'll do one right here, y'all. Okay.
Thank y'all so much. And middle and high school principals, I'd love to talk to y'all later about how we bring this fire to your schools.
Donna, if you're going to share some information with me, I'll be happy to loop in the middle school and high school.
Okay, we'll be at the event tomorrow. We're going to do some actual hands-only CPR demos at the Stuff the Backpack event as those families are coming through and give out some education so we can like powwow when it's outside of this. Because yeah, obviously we want all y'all involved. So, let y'all get back to business.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
That's not my
That's mine. That's right. We'll see some of y'all tomorrow.
All right, very good. Thank you very much. Now we move on to our administrative reports. Dr. Grangini first.
So a little bit different. Today we'll start out, I'll introduce all the principals. Some of them you know, some of them you don't. But starting at the elementary, this is our newest elementary principal, Mr. Mark Regosa. If you want to, tell us.
Welcoming, yeah, I was just going to say I'm very grateful to be here at Devine. I've heard nothing but great things, and I'm already seeing that already with the people that I'm meeting in town and here at the school and people coming up. So thank you. I'm looking forward to an amazing year with you guys. So thanks for all your support.
Thank you.
And then obviously Lysandra.
Right.
A familiar face in a new position, Mr. Gomez. And Mary's been with us for a while already, but she's our elementary. And Justin is going to be our, well, I was getting ready to say his name, and then I had to like reprogram, and Justin's going to be the intermediate assistant principal.
Okay.
And then our new athletic director is Mr. Doug Bull.
To echo his sentiments in just the 3 weeks that I've been here, to be able to watch our athletes work out, watch our coaches perform, I'm excited about what the future has for Devine and thankful that I get to be a part of it. So thank you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. Superintendent report. So the principals are back on contract, obviously, and they're hard at work, officially kicking off preparation for the new school year. As leaders, they're spending these early days reviewing data from previous years and finalizing master schedules, coordinating professional development, ensuring that the facilities and everything is ready for the kids and the teachers to come back. Monday is the first day that instructional specialists will be back. Elementary principals, along with their instructional specialists, will be lining out a lot of the planning for Bluebonnet Math. It's going to be the curriculum that we will use. TEA encouraged. Some of the districts that we have visited have had great success with it, and we hope that it's going to help us bring our math scores to a dynamic level for sure. All of our current vacancies are still posted. We've done a lot of hiring. I know that the Devine News had posted some vacancies, 2 or 3 additions back, and that list is cut in tenths. I think the only the positions that we have available right now are...
We have 2 elementary teachers and middle school teacher or 2.
middle
I think
school.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I think everybody else may not be hired yet, but we just need to have one more conversation.
and an SLPA, if anybody
Yes.
runs across them, they're like hard to find. As you know, the stair project was finished. Shannon got the check in, she said 2 months ago, so we're ready to roll with that. Bond-wise, the high school, they're starting the approaches. So if you've driven by there during the day, you know that we have traffic control. They're jackhammering all of that stuff out. We signed a permit with the highway department this morning. They're putting in new culverts. They have to cut new grade. They got all the door frames in for the high school, and the cosmetology lab is getting sprayed. We were hoping that that was going to be open first day of school, but the millwork, which is the cabinets and the storage areas, we won't get until September 10th. And so Mr. Gomez has alternative plans for that. We can still use the classroom, just not the lab part. Middle school, if you drive around the backside, they've got the walls up for the dressing rooms. We're going to be, the new dressing rooms obviously will not be finished. The old dressing rooms got remodeled, and I think the first 7 days of school they're going to have to get dressed in a different room. The girls are going to get dressed in one of the science labs, and the boys will get dressed in the teaching suite, if you're familiar with that. Elementary is going to be one of the biggest changes we should see after Wednesday, but they're pouring that slab on Wednesday. So no more big holes. It'll just be flat concrete. And that does have to cure for a while. I'm not sure exactly how long before they'll start pouring on it. The structural steel for the elementary, they said, would be in next week. So I know one of the things that have been learning about tennis courts is whenever that concrete is poured, it has to sit for a month. I don't think that foundation slab has to sit for a month before they build on it, do you?
Wouldn't think so.
No. And that's about it.
Okay. And next we have our report from our HR info management, Ms. Dawn Snyder. Anybody have any questions on her report? And then our business reports from Ms. Shannon. Payment of bills, bond projects, all that. Anybody have any questions? Okay. So let's move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of the minutes of the 2 board meetings, the purchase of the property casualty and liability workers' compensation insurance, the Atascosa County Alternative Education Program Memorandum of Understanding, and the donation that we got from the American Heart Association. Anybody have any questions on any of those? I will mention that I spoke to Shannon today about the Atascosa. I was wondering if we had any kids there for the JJAP. We haven't had any, but we're required to have a contract with somebody to have them in case we do. And so the thing that we need to pay is a portion of the teachers and the principal's salary, which is $5,000, somewhere around there. So that's what we're paying. And if we put any kids over there, then we would pay for the kids. So just so you know, I was wondering why we still had that when we have our own, but we are required to have something for a child that is expelled from school for some reason. Okay? So that was my question. Anybody else have questions about any of these? Okay, then I'll take a motion, please.
Madam President, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Carl and a second by Henry to approve the consent agenda as stated. All in favor, raise your right hand. That passes 7-0. Then we move into our action items. The first is to consider and take possible action to approve the district's professional development plan.
So as stated by Texas Education Code, the board should annually review the State Board of Education Continuing Education and Training Clearinghouse. This is the professional development that we require teachers to take. We do online. And any instructional staff that is not on contract as of now, if they finish this, we turn it on and we set it loose so they can do it at home. That's where the first day that group would come back, they get a comp day. Don't have to come back to this. Don't have to start until the second day of professional development. So as you can see, there's a list of certain things that's specified by SBEC that we have to do for our teachers in terms of training, and every single one of these is addressed through our online training. So,
All right. Anybody have any other questions for Dr. Granging? Make a motion, please.
Madam President, I move to approve the district's professional development plan.
Second.
I have a motion by Carl and a second by Chris to approve the district's professional development plan as stated. All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Thank you. 7-0. Next, consider and take possible action to set the date for the team building training. Dr. Granging, you can bring it up, but I hope you've all looked at your things and have your dates and know which date is good for you. I know nobody knows what you're doing during those months right now, but we need to set a date if we can.
so the days that Ms. McAnally is available, September the 8th, the 22nd, 29th, October 6th, and 27th.
So all but one Monday in September, and then the first Monday in October and the last Monday in October.
In the evening or during the day?
It's in the evening on Monday from 3 hours.
I like the sooner the better.
Yeah.
And so, similar to like question that she just said, we can't have any board meetings that are not after regular working hours.
Yes.
It's training though.
Right. I was just saying, I didn't know if y'all had heard that or saw that or not.
And we can't have any day meetings anymore.
The legislature passed a law that you can't have it out. It
So
needs
the-
to be outside of normal, what they consider normal working hours. Nobody knows what that is, but probably after 5 or 5:30.
So these quick meetings, we have just approve one item for, in the quorum. We can't do it anymore.
About overreach.
I'm sorry, what dates do you say we're talking?
Okay.
They're 8th, 22nd, 29th, October 6th, 27th. Every Monday starting in October. September.
So one suggestion is the 8th.
You're good with the 8th?
I'm good with the 8th.
You're good with the 8th?
I'm open on all those dates at the moment.
Yeah, I am right now. Pick a day at home.
Go with the 8th.
Okay, is that Memorial Day? Labor Day?
No, ma'am, the 1st
Okay.
is actually,
I thought so.
September 8th.
Okay, then I need a motion if we want to do that.
Madam President, I move to make September 8th our team building date.
Second.
From 6 to 9?
Yes, September the 9th.
Please.
September the 8th,
So moved.
from 6 to 9. 6 to 9.
Thank you, Jerry.
And the second was Candy? Okay, I have a motion by Chris and a second by Candace for September the 8th from 6 to 9 for our team building. All in favor? Raise your right hand. That means you're going to be here. Everybody has to be here, including you.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we need to consider and take possible action to approve the calling for bids, for bus bids, and to authorize the superintendent to commit to purchase requisition for one
Is
bus.
this our last one?
This is our last one.
Okay. So as you know, Ms. Stein has, over the past, 3 years or 4? I don't remember. So she's put in for a grant with the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. Sometimes I get the E and the C mixed up, but TCEQ. And what they do is it any bus older than 2006?
2007.
Okay. That we can file for a request for them to help us purchase a new bus to get the old, less environmentally friendly buses out of the fleet. And how many have we gotten so far? 6?
We had total since we started this?
Yes.
7,
Okay.
I think 7.
And basically what it has turned out to is it's like almost a buy one get one free kind of deal. So we've drastically improved our fleet. Chris was asking me about it today, and can put us in a space to where if we have to lay off a year, we can probably lay off a year for purchasing a new bus. One of the things that it's helped us do is, put our kids in safer more reliable transportation for about half the cost. So this would be our last grant bus to purchase. What did you say? This one's 100, so it's 153. What do we probably get? 80 towards
No,
it?
This last one, I believe it's 53, we get back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh,
It's 53,699.
Where is it?
oh, 53,699. That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
We saw all those bids and everything. Are we still getting other ones in, or?
Is there a specific one that you're wanting, international? I mean,
We're gonna go with another international,
Okay.
yes.
so this is to approve her posting for bids on it, last bus.
Okay. Any more questions? Can I have a motion then?
Move to approve calling for bus bids and to authorize superintendent to commit to purchase requisition for one bus not to exceed $155,000 upon return of bids.
Second.
Okay, I had so many seconds.
Doesn't matter, choose one.
I'm going to take in, have a motion by Chris and a second by Henry. All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Next, consider and take possible action to approve the contract for the construction of the tennis courts.
In some of those, though, we got 80 grand, right?
3 of them.
So technically, we didn't get free money, but all the money we saved on buses would pay for the softball field renovations.
Here we go.
Okay. All right, so what we had our third-party representative that helps us with our bonds and the bond project, Sledge Engineering, Casey. You guys remember he helped us with our strategic facilities plan. That day when we were looking at all of the tennis court bids and we had 14 pieces of paper in front of us, it didn't make it too friendly on trying to figure out what was the better deal. So I sent all that stuff to him and he came up with one page here for us. To make a recommendation on the company, the one all the way to the right does not include site preparation. Yeah. And they wanted us to do all the dirt work ourselves, and then they would create the product. And one of the things Casey was saying is, you know, and if you had an issue, would you ever be able to determine,
No.
are they going to say your dirt work?
Your dirt work.
Yeah. So it came down to the two, Paragon and Hellas, and basically the pieces that we would get from Hellas. I know it looks a lot more expensive than what it started out, but if you go to the very bottom in between the two yellow lines, we put in a contingency allowance of $200,000. And what that does is if you run into any problems or any unexpected things, that we don't have to come back and say, oh my gosh, we had a problem, we need some more money. I did text the rep from Hellas to find out, since these are so close in price, either one could be a good deal. And Casey even recommended, pick the one that you figure are going to get the project done on time for us. I texted both of these gentlemen. The one in the middle, I didn't hear back from him at all. The one, Hellas, he texted back within 5 minutes. He said, I can start August the 4th and be done mid-November.
Wow, that's hella good.
We worked with them before, right?
Yeah.
We worked with them before.
They did our track. And this price, anything in the blue is not in the price. That's extra. Casey didn't include those in the price. So if we wanted to,
Oh, he took it out.
yeah,
Okay.
if we wanted to renovate the existing courts,
Oh, okay.
So that,
When was the last time we did
well,
those?
actually,
Recently.
That's included in the overall price though, right?
yeah, it is up here.
That's in the overall.
Yeah, it is up here.
So, the only one in the blue is the 51.
So the reason that he put it separate down here is because they're different. Like their approaches were different with the resurfacing. That's why he put that down here. But it is in the total price. So
It wasn't that long ago we resurfaced those, was it?
no, I don't know what.
And then
It's since I've been here.
yeah.
Probably the first. It was either the first year I was here or the second year. We looked it up the other day. I can't remember. And it's got some bad,
Right, 4 or
real
5
bad
years.
Then the
spots.
city's supposed to have it with us, right?
Third.
Yeah, right.
And the county's the other third?
Yeah, right.
I don't know that the county,
back down.
The county
Yeah.
back down, that's about right.
and
Would they be willing to do it?
I'm positive. I will double check with Mr. Jordan, but seem to have a extremely good relationship with them over the last, whatever time that he's been here.
They're already here, and it needs it. It's just.
And what Casey was saying too is he said, if you resurface those at the same time that we build them, then all the paint's gonna match and they'll look real nice.
So do you have a preference?
I would recommend Hellas.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And then I know that at the last called meeting we had, he said, hey, go negotiate with the company, we'll pick it out. We have learned that it is probably better if you guys name the contractor outright instead of it just looking like the superintendent went and picked somebody. Yeah. Especially for over $1 million.
But I think based on the amount and the time frame, it's a good option.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Madam President, I move to approve the contract with Hellas for the construction of the tennis courts using a purchase co-op as the procurement method.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion by Carl and a second by Chris to approve the contract with Hellas for the tennis courts. All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Passes 7-0. Thank you. Consider and take possible action to approve the construction contract for the softball field renovation.
We had pretty much decided at the last meeting also that we would use Weaver and Jacobs. However, we need to be able to state in the language certain things. We have to be able to identify the procurement method like we did with the tennis courts that we have just got through with. If you look at the softball field information, it's pretty close to what we had talked about, the number last time, but what we did is we added in $100,000 of contingency just in case. The things at the bottom in the yellow square, those are add alternates. They're not in the total price. So the 487 is everything that we had talked about before plus $100,000 in contingency, which if we don't have to use it, we don't spend it. So it's still, really, it would be the 387, 560. Now, at the bottom, the first add alternate for the fencing, you see that number? I circled it because I feel like if we do a lot of this nice stuff and still have this radial fence, it's not,
Fencing has to be done with
it's
it.
not gonna look good at all. And the 6,487 is going from a 16-foot tall backstop, which would really be 19 foot because we have a 3-inch wall around the backside. We're going to go to 20 foot to where it would be 23 feet. You could go to 24 and then it would go to 27, but it's almost like the law of diminishing returns because to go up 4 feet from where we are, it's only $6,000, but to go up 8 feet from where we are, it's $22,000, and I don't think
Did you ask them why?
I think it's different poles. Or
Completely
something.
different poles?
Yeah, it's just
Or they have
system,
to be manufactured probably?
I think.
What about the last sign, alternate 3? Is that something?
No, ma'am. That would be, so the number 2 and number 3 are pretty much the same. It's just number 3 goes up 24 feet instead of 20 feet. And so it's way more expensive.
Okay.
The middle one is all we need. So if you take the base bid plus the fencing plus the increase to net from 16 to 20 feet, that's the number that you get.
The
in bid.
542.
And if we decide that somebody wants to make a motion, the motion that's recommended, there's another word that we need to add in there, to where we modify our design build contract that we currently have with them. And GMP is guaranteed maximum price.
So in order to add these two on the bottom, we have to modify the design build contract?
No, to do this project with them, because we have a design build contract. I'm sorry, I should explain that. Our design build contract with them currently is all of our bond projects.
Oh, okay.
And that's why we get to use this company, is because we already have a design build contract in place. We're just going to modify the current design build contract.
So we would need to say we need to move to modify the design build contract to include softball field renovation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this would be the figure you're recommending?
That would be the guaranteed maximum price. I mean, if we went 8,000 over that to make it not look so crazy, we could do that too. But with that owner contingency being set at what it is, you kind of really cover the fence and the
Yeah, it does.
cover the fence and the
Hopefully there's
extended.
nothing else, but
well, that's what they said, that most likely we'll have a little bit of electrical cost because we're going to put outlets on both ends of the dugouts, because now you can mount fans in the corners and then keep air circulating in there.
okay, anybody have any other questions? Can I call for a bid? A bid. Motion?
Madam President, I move that we modify our contract with Weaver and Jacobs to include the renovations at the softball field and set a GMP at $542,507.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion by Carl and a second by Henry to, I won't say it again, just modify the design bill. All in favor, raise your right hand, please. Okay, that passes 7-0. I did hear you, Ally. Okay, that's all the regular business we have to do. We'll now go into closed session at 7:14. So beginning at 7:14, we'll convene in closed session in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act for the purpose of discussing items listed under Texas Government Code Section 551.074 and 551.082. No final actions, decisions, or votes to be taken while the board is in an executive session. Thank y'all all for coming. It's nice to see everyone here.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, thanks for being here.
Mike.